Skill, Cav.
Engineer, nav.
John Master envelope.
Instruments.
Captain check set, Cav.
Engineer, nav check set, warning lights.
Coast check.
Engineer checked out. IFF.
Set.
My name is John Stewart. I'm from Sydney, New South Wales, in Australia. I'm here as the rescue bus advisor. I'll be assessing the rescue component of the SMART team, New South Wales.
Hello, I'm John Ball from the UK. I'm here representing the IRO, which is the International Rescue Dog Organisation based in Austria, and I'm here to act as a classifier for the search operations of the IEC.
Good evening. We are the delegation from Chile. My name is Sebastian. My name is Mauricio. And we are very happy to be here as part of the international observers for the classification of the Malaysian Heavy Smart Team.
Hi Malaysia.
Hi Malaysia.
Hi, Malaysia.
Hi. Very happy to be here.
Okay, I'm Captain Amjad Haneli from Jordan, from the Jordan Search and Rescue Team. I'm coming to the Malaysian Smart IEC for mission as a mission classifier and hello mission.
Hello, Steve Smith from Australia USAR Team 1, here for the occasion of Smart Malaysia USAR Team. Hello Malaysia.
Corey Dennis, also from Australia, AUS 1. Hello Malaysia. Welcome.
Okay, my name is Peter Wolf, coming from Germany, and I'm as a classifier rescue here in Malaysia. That's several times I was already in Malaysia, so I'm really looking forward and welcome Malaysia.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Engineer Major Muhammad Al-Shahrani. I am from Saudi Arabia, SASAR team, Search and Rescue team from Saudi Arabia. I'm coming here like classifier in training, and welcome to Malaysia, and I am going to say hello for Malaysia. Thank you.
Kia ora. My name is Paul Burns. I come from Christchurch, New Zealand, and I'm one of the classifiers for the Smart Malaysian USAR team, and I'm looking forward to the week here.
My name's Ravi Supanmit Wisetkun. I come from DDPM Thailand with my expert of my department. We are come from with the Rumkatanyu Foundation from Thailand, and now we joining with the observation of the IEC of Malaysia. We hope to see some technique and exchange with the information with other team and other country.
Nice to meet you. My name is Kaura Somsakun Rungrung, General Secretary from Rumkatanyu Foundation Rescue Team Thailand, and my colleague, altogether 5 persons, we joined within IEC Smart in Malaysia, Putrajaya today, and we hope we can learn more knowledge from you and more expert exchange together. Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning. My name is Petriana. I'm the chairman of Jakarta Rescue, and I'm the team leader of this group. With me, I bring along my president director, Mr. Hadianto, and then my General Secretary, Mr. Bayu Cahyadi, my Director of Operational, Dr. Priyambodo, and then my Director of Planning and Development, Mr. Wahyudi, and lastly, Mr. Panji as the Head of the Director of the Logistics. So we are here to attend the Insarak external classification of the Smart Team Malaysia for having the heavy class classified. Hopefully that Smart Malaysia can have it, and good luck for you. Success.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. My name is Fabian Tan. I'm from COSAM Safety and Security Private Limited, and it is really an honor for me to be able to come and observe the Malaysian IEC, and I would like to wish them all the very best. Thank you.
Colleagues, friends from around the region, many of you I've known for 10 years or so. It is a tremendous pleasure to be here today. For those classifiers and others observers who've come from beyond the region, you may or may not know that in the last 10 years, some of the world's worst disasters have happened in Asia and the Pacific. It's only 12 years ago now that 250,000 people sadly lost their lives as a result of the Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. But time and time again, we've seen Interact teams, regional countries and partners come to the support and aid of countries when they need it most. Most recently, in Nepal, the SMART team deployed and were of enormous utility and assistance to our operations, supporting both the RDC and the OSOC. But I have had the great privilege of serving with Malaysian teams in Hainan, in Indonesia, in other parts of the Philippines and elsewhere. And I think it's fair to say that Malaysia has always been one of the more responsive and helpful partners within this region. They are a strong supporter and strong part of ASEAN, which is a growing regional capacity in the region, which supports a nationally led response from a regional platform, and increasingly the assistance required from the international community is less and less as countries within the region build their capacity. But Malaysia's always stood up to the plate, it's always turned up to help and to assist, and it's frankly seeking to build now on that significant contribution as we arrive here at the SMART IEC. It's quite tempting to think that getting off a plane from Bangkok this morning, I'm arriving to see a team go through a classification and not much else is happening. The reality is, from all levels of government, from the very highest level, down to the Dato', and down to the technical operators, there has been a tremendous amount of preparation and hard work involved in getting us all where we are today and will be over the next couple of days. I'd like to recognise the extraordinary commitment of the Government of Malaysia and indeed all relevant departments in bringing us to where we are now, both staff currently serving and past who I see in the room who made a significant contribution. I'd certainly like to thank, if I may, Singapore, the Singapore Civil Defence Force, for their extraordinary support in providing mentors to the SMART team and in guiding them over the quite difficult process of the last couple of years. And I think that without your support, it would have been a very difficult process. So I think significant thanks are due there. I'd obviously like to thank the very diverse and highly talented classification team, which has come in from more than 8 countries, or from 8 countries, not more than. Interreg is a family, and without their support and peer review, it would be nothing. So to have them here, working with their colleagues and supporting the classification is extraordinary. I was recently travelling with the Deputy Secretary General, who has a line that he likes to use. We were in Nepal meeting earthquake-affected populations. And his line is that nobody can do everything. Nobody can do everything, but everybody has to do something. And I think looking around the room today, I see a lot of people who are doing more than just something, who are really contributing to relieving human suffering in this region and beyond. And you deserve applause. From what I've seen today, and I think it's very dangerous to second-guess outcomes, I've seen an enormous amount of drive, and I've seen real commitment shown by the SMART team and by their managers. I've seen the sort of team that I would very much like to see in the field when I next deploy. And come Friday, I very much hope, expect, that the SMART team will be the second team within ASEAN. That said, nothing is for sure, and I give the team my very best wishes and hopes of success. Well done.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good evening. Thank you, our Master of Ceremony, our 2 deputies, Mr. Zainal Azman and Mr. Muhammad Arif, Deputy Director General of NATMA Malaysia, Mr. Sebastian Rhodes Stampa, Deputy Head, OCHA Regional Office of the Asia Pacific Region, Mr. Winston Chang. I hope I pronounce it right, because Chang would be with an E, right? Okay. Mr. Winston Chang, representative from the United Nations Office, or OCHA, UN OCHA Geneva. Mr. Stephen Smith, INSARAC National Classification Team Leader. Mr. Kadir Maidin Muhammad, our Sifu. IEC Smart Mentor from the Singapore Civil Defence Force. Heads of departments, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, it is with great pleasure for me to welcome all classifiers and observers to Putrajaya, Malaysia. On behalf of the National Disaster Management Agency, or NATMA Malaysia, we are deeply honored by your presence and support for this historic chapter in our country's disaster management landscape. After a lengthy and arduous process, the Special Malaysian Disaster Assistance and Rescue Team, or SMART, under the My Team Relief branding, is finally undergoing the INSARAC external classification, the IEC, and if successful, will put us into the fraternity of highly recognized, specialized urban search and rescue teams from around the world. NATMA Malaysia is indeed proud to host this exercise, and I would like to take this opportunity to record our appreciation to the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, or UN OCHA, for their support in organizing this event. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Southeast Asia is a region that is most prone to natural disasters than those in other parts of the world. But we in Malaysia have always pride ourselves as being in a disaster-free zone, except for the annual floods that we experience every year. But then, for the past few years, we find that that is no longer true. Because there are other disasters that has been fallen or occurred in Malaysia which we never faced before. Therefore, we are now really part of Southeast Asia in terms of disaster. The increasing frequency and intensity of disasters in this region, to population growth, unplanned urbanization, environmental degradation, climate change, combined with geological, hydrometeorological, and man-made hazards, not only threaten to roll back hard-earned development gains, but also the well-being of the people. Each disaster is a profound reminder of the need for us to be better prepared. And the key word here is preparedness. Most recently, the world was shocked and saddened by the devastating earthquake which struck Kumamoto, Japan on the 14th of April this year, which left more than 800 people injured and thousands more affected and homeless. 2 days later, another major earthquake struck Ecuador on the 16th of May and triggering, I think my calculation is wrong here. 14th of April, Kumamoto. 16th of May, Ecuador. And just a week ago, a few days ago, we were alerted by our Ministry of Foreign Affairs that there is a massive flood in Sri Lanka, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, even though we do not send our SMART team this time, but for both Ecuador and Sri Lanka, we give aid in terms of financial assistance. And Malaysia itself, although by reason of its location, has always been considered less vulnerable, but we need to review this. Following the earthquake in Ranau of 5.9 magnitude, 5th of June this year, or last year, which took the lives of 18 mountain climbers on Mount Kinabalu. And we also have, is also experiencing and had experienced tremors of about 3.0. Last year we had, or 2 years ago, 2014, we had earthquake of about 4.0 and 5.8 in Punak, Sabah, North Borneo. And last month we experienced tremors of about 3.0, 3 point something earthquake in Lahad Datu. And we are prepared for the worst, because the last time we had a major earthquake in Lahad Datu was like 30 years ago. And there is a projection that say there might be, these tremors might be the prelude to a much bigger one, and we have already prepared for it, where we had an exercise that involves 300 people from the rescue, the SAR teams, and also the population, and also from other agencies that give that are involved whenever disasters happen. So we are prepared for this, but I'm sure when disaster happens, nobody is truly prepared, because we don't know the magnitude, we don't know when it's going to occur, and we don't know who is going to affect. So like we say, disaster does not recognize color, race, religion. It can come, and anybody that's in their path will in its path will be affected. Given the stark reality of living in disaster-prone areas, building the capacity of countries to respond effectively to disasters, particularly earthquakes, it is imperative to improve the livelihood of the people and making them resilient, independent, and able to protect themselves in cases of disasters. In this regard, international committees such as INSARA, with a network of more than 80 countries and organizations, continue to play a critical role in facilitating coordination between the various international USAR teams in responding to disasters. And we are really, as in ASEAN, under the AHA organization, we have what we call the tagline, One ASEAN, One Response. And this, I'm sure, will put us more in preparedness, because we have the different countries coming together to help in case something really happened. It's good to know we have friends around us. Okay, in Malaysia, the SMART team is our elite troop dedicated for search and rescue effort in an emergency situation and disaster. In this regard, our mission is to save lives, which is in line with the mandate of INSARA. And as the tagline of NATMA, saving lives, managing disasters, saving lives. As a responsible member of the global community, SMART is also committed to render humanitarian assistance to our friends and countries in need. To date, SMART has been deployed to 13 overseas missions since its establishment on the 1st of August 1995. The most recent being was to Nepal, following the devastating earthquake in April 2015. Throughout our involvement in the humanitarian landscape, I am confident that SMART has demonstrated its worth as an international USAR team, has shown great courage and compassion, and has established excellent cooperation with teams from other nations. In line with the 2013 ASEAN Declaration on Enhancing Cooperation in Disaster Management, classification of SMART Malaysia will highlight the critical role to be played by NATMA Malaysia with the ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance or on Disaster Management, or the AHA Center. We would like to be the operational arm of ATMA in coordinating ASEAN's collective response. This classification will also be the precursor to the ASEAN strategy on One ASEAN, One Response 2020 and beyond. ASEAN responding to disasters as one. Essentially, this is ASEAN's strategy to build on the collective strength of ASEAN member states as they come together when a national disaster hits the region. Before I close, allow me to take this opportunity to again thank the United Nations Office for the Coordination on Humanitarian Affairs for their strong commitment and support for this event, as well as to the classifiers and observers. It is my hope that IEC will go smoothly and that all of us here will have a pleasant experience throughout. I also wish to record our appreciation to our Sifu, Mr. Kadimaidin from Singapore, who has been with us through and through. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is not a formal night. We are supposed to let our hair down, dine, listen to good music, enjoy some of the traditional dances, and some of you will be asked or will be invited to come up here and to learn some of the steps. So, sit back, relax, have fun. Thank you very much.
And names that I call is stand up. First and foremost, Mr. Wilson Chang, Inside Secretariat, Field Coordinator, Support Section, and Emergency Service Branch, OSHA. Mr. Sebastian Rostempa, Deputy Head, OSHA Regional Office. Alright, please be on stage as well. Introducing our IEC team leader, Mr. Stephen Smith, Assistant Commissioner, Australia. IEC Deputy Team Leader, Mr. Paul Burns, USAR Team Leader, New Zealand. Mr. Amjad Al-Huniti, Medical Liaison Officer, Jordan. Mr. John Stokes, USAR Team Member, Australia. Mr. Muhammad Al-Shahrani, Planning Officer, Saudi Arabia. Mr. David Keller, United States of America. Mr. John Ball, Deputy Spokesperson for Deployment, United Kingdom. Mr. Peter Wolf, Pacifier Rescue, Germany. And last but not least, our Sifu, Colonel Kadir Maidin bin Mohammed, Director, Singapore. Thank you, gentlemen. Please be on stage.
Malaysia.